Joining me on Impact Catalyst is the venerable Paul Wilborn. Welcome, sir.
Hello. Hello.
Good to see you. This is the second in our series celebrating the Charlie Hunchel Art Star Scholarship Award, which are awarded by the TBBCA. And you are, again, a judge for the instrumental music category. You have a long and varied career, including running one of our great facilities here in town, the Palladium. Talk about the world of instrumental music today and what you were looking for with regard to that as you were reviewing these scholarship applications.
Sure. I never quite thought I was the right judge in terms of, I play piano and I have known music and followed all different types of music. But I've been realizing lately that as the executive director of the Palladium, I end up hiring musicians in every genre. And so jazz, classical, blues, popular. And so I have really developed somewhat of an ear for being able to tell the good from the not so good. They're probably better people to judge a classical music competition than me, but I feel like it's been a good experience, and I've given the award to some jazz folks because I really like jazz, and I've given the award to some classical musicians because I love that genre as well. And I think in all of these cases, the cream kind of rises to the top.
Yeah, and in music, it's sort of you hear there are big expectations there, right? Because you hear these, there's the whole thing with savants who can play brilliantly at 3 and 4, and this sort of mythology around these natural abilities that just come from nowhere, and then mortals who just play and practice could never measure up. Is that overblown, or is that something that there's some bell of truth to that some people just really have this special gift coming out of the starting gates?
Talent is important, and talent shows itself at an early age. But honestly, there are people who are incredible players who never go anywhere with a career and don't really make it. And what I look for is the full depth of the human being. And also, there's a warmth that is projected through a really good performer that I found sometimes is lacking in people who are maybe savants, but they don't necessarily have that emotional connection to the music. And so I think it's a combination. You've got to put in the time, you've got to have some natural gifts, but you've also got to bring the warmth and bring a life experience to it. And so these are not all kids who were the most impressive thing in first grade, but these are people who work to get where they are. And for me, what I really look for is that communication with the audience. It's not just playing the notes right or playing them fast. Will the audience feel something as they listen to this?
So Karishma was the choice for this year's award. Having said what you just said, what elements did you see in her that made her the choice for this award? Well,
first off, just setting aside the music, which was really great, she looks like to me, and I've really just meeting her. I haven't really met her in person, but she looks to me from her application and all the recommendations and all the things that I saw like not only a great musician, but an incredible human being. And I think that's the combo that really impressed me. She's done a lot of community work. She's taken her music to places she didn't need to take it just because it sounds like a thing that would help people. And so I saw all of that. And I was fortunate that one of the teachers she listed is Jeff Multer, who's the concert master at the Florida Orchestra. He's also my artistic director at the Palladium for chamber music. So I called Jeff, and he confirmed everything that I thought about her as a person. And the music was absolutely first rate, and she brings a real heart to it.
Well, we have the pleasure of being joined by Karishma, so I will get her out of the waiting room and talk to her. Welcome,
Hi.
Karishma, Chapalamadugu. First and foremost, congratulations on winning the Art Star Scholarship. That must make you happy.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be the winner for this year.
And the on the TVBCA website is a list of your accomplishments. We have a short program. It would probably take up the rest of the program to run through how much you've done and been successful at already. So just a blanket wow on all of that.
Thank you.
And Karishma, didn't you apply last year? Weren't you? You were. I think I looked at your music and heard you last year, didn't I?
Yeah, I applied last year for instrumental performance as well.
Yeah, you were one of the finalists last year, and I think this year you just really even surpassed that. And it was such a pleasure to hear you play and read more about you. And so glad this worked out this year for you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
So before you came in, Paul, we were talking about the mix of the humanity of playing and the technical skill of playing and the balance between the two. Can you talk a little bit about that balance in you when you play? How much are you focused on the technical play, and how much can you let that also then just wash into you as a person and put you into the music as well?
Yeah. So personally, I feel like I have much more to improve on my technique in some portions of my playing rather than my, I guess, emotional part of it, because I've always been a very passionate player, but I feel like my technique is not always rock solid. And I've definitely had to work on that a lot in the past. And that's one thing studying at the Frost School of Music that I hope to really improve on is my technique, because I feel like there's so much more that I can explore and so much more that I can get better at in that area of my playing.
I really feel the emotion of your playing and the passion of your playing, and your technical skills are darn good. But I always think as a musician, we want to say, I can get better, because we know we can. But you bring a real warmth to the project and to the music that is just innate in you, I think. So I really love that.
Yeah, I would say that you can. It's easier to improve the technical than it is to improve the soul or the emotional. So if you're gonna lead with one, I think that's the one to lead with.
Absolutely.
So you're going to head to the University of Miami for school in the fall. Can you tell us what your vision is for your future with regard to music?
So I really want to, as I said, improve my technique. And I just want to, I guess, give the opportunities that I've had as a musician to others. I was really fortunate growing up to have a string program in my elementary school, and that's where my passion for music started. And I've met so many wonderful people along the way that have really fueled my passion and encouraged me to be a better musician and to continue that in the future. And I would love to share that with other people in the community. And so I'm hoping to, I guess, bring more awareness to music education and the importance of music education. And I hope that in the future, not only some elementary schools will have music programs, I'm hoping that all elementary schools will have music programs and that music will be part of fundamental curriculum in schools. And that's one thing that, I mean, kids don't always have the opportunity to delve into different passions and to explore themselves. And I think that if they did have the opportunity to do that, they would be able to, I guess, maybe like pick up a different career, meet new people. It just gives you more opportunities to grow as a person. And I really hope that I can, I guess, help implement that in the Miami area when I go there for the next 4 years.
And then bring it back to Tampa Bay, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of good players down there, and some of the former scholarship winners are down there too. So I look forward to you meeting those guys.
Yeah,
And,
I'm excited.
At least one of them has come back and played the Palladium, so they with their own jazz group. So it's really impressive to see them go off as high school students and come back as pros.
Yeah.
And Karishma, you've already played in Carnegie Hall. So as you're correct, and so as you're moving up the ladder, you've got that checked off. Then I would assume the Palladium is just above that, right?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Where do you go from Carnegie Hall? That's right.
That's it. Well, we'll be airing your performance, which you did last Friday, at the end of this series of individual interviews, and we'll look forward to celebrating your win and seeing your performance again early next week. Congratulations! Best of luck as you move to Miami to start school, and we'll look forward to buying a ticket and seeing you at the Palladium sometime in the future.
Thank
Karishma,
you.
I look forward to being with you in person sometime soon.
Oh, yes, for sure.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.